Ethel.
Lauren, hi. Can I come in for a second?
Well, sure.
Thanks.
You all right?
No, not really.
What's wrong?
I got a call from Hunter Jones a little while ago.
Ridge's investigator?
Yeah, right. He said that he was wrapping up his case and he wanted me to meet him here.
Did he say why?
No, but he's been asking me a lot of questions lately, and he knows how I feel about Grant. Is that him?
No, it's Enrique.
Enrique?
Look, Jones is probably bringing together everyone that he questioned just to tell them what he came up with.
You think so?
It makes sense to me. I mean, you have nothing to worry about. You didn't do it, right?
Hi.
Hey, Claudia.
You must be so relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah, now that Rich will be cleared.
We'll see.
You don't think he will be?
Well, I'm sure Jones will try. That's what he's getting paid for. I just hope that he's not so desperate to come up with something he accuses the wrong guy.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Claudia, do you know something about this?
I think so. You see, I've had my own suspicions about who shot Grant. I shared them with Mr. Jones and Ridge, and now we're having this meeting.
And you think you were right?
Yes, I do.
Ridge.
Honey. Oh, I'm glad you came in the back way.
To avoid the reporters, definitely.
Did Hunter give you any idea whom he suspects?
No, I didn't.
I just hope this is all going to be over today.
Same here.
Sure about that?
Yes, Ridge, I am.
I'm mighty glad to see a friendly face.
Hello, Enrique. You look so nervous.
Well, I'm a suspect in an attempted murder investigation. How else am I supposed to look?
Relax. In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty. That should give you at least another 10 minutes.
Michael, hi. They're all in the living room. Is this everyone?
Everyone but Hunter.
Oh, we're all waiting for you here.
Thank you, Claudia. Good. I see the gang's all here. How you doing, pal?
About to get a lot better, I hope.
Well, don't keep us in suspense. Do you know who shot Grant?
Yes. I believe I do.
You were just with Hunter?
Yeah, get this. This clown drags me down to the police station, wants me to look at some evidence. So I tell him that a book is a book, a gun is a gun, and fabric is fabric, and if it quacks, it's a duck.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to bill Ridge for the time. But if I were you, I would tell your boyfriend to fire him because he's a total fraud.
When was this?
Well, I don't know, what, 45 minutes ago?
Then he must have called Ridge right after that.
Hunter called Ridge?
Yeah, I was with Ridge when he called.
What'd he say?
He said he knew who shot you.
So who did Hunter accuse?
Nobody yet.
You just said he called.
Well, I guess that he just wanted to have the whole family there together when he told them. They're meeting at the house right now. And if he called them after seeing you, then maybe you had said something or you did something that helped him confirm his theory.
No, the only theory I gave him is that Ridge is guilty.
Until this is resolved, maybe we better not talk about this.
Fine. Before I leave, I need to ask your professional opinion on something.
What?
Well, you hear it all the time that people go through a trauma and they block everything out and they just can't remember. Does that actually happen?
It doesn't happen very often, but it can occur. I mean, where the mind protects itself from experiences that it can't handle, so it just literally forgets them. But it mostly occurs in a case like a rape or a severe trauma.
Or a shooting?
Grant, are you telling me that you may have blocked out what happened? Because if you did...
No, Taylor. Not me. The person who shot me.
Now, when I started this investigation, it was done on the assumption that I was dealing with a crime of passion, an impulse move. I mean, why else would the shooter go into a busy office building and attack Grant in a place where he could be so easily spotted? And why take out your victim face to face? If you think about that, if they survive, they can come back and identify you. So I had to find somebody who really hadn't thought about this too much. Somebody so consumed by rage and hate that they were blinded to the very powers of reason and logic necessary to pull off a crime like this. I had Ridge here, and for a while I thought about that. But then I found someone else. Somebody who, in fact, loved Grant, been rejected by him, and made no secret of their bitterness towards this individual. I'm referring to Michael Lai.
What? Michael?
No way.
Why not? She said she was in his office, opened the desk drawer, and looked at the gun.
But I didn't take the gun.
So you said. But what if you had? If you had slipped the gun into a pocket, perhaps only intending to keep it away from Ridge, then closed the drawer, left the office. Then later, you could have been passing Grant's office. Looked inside, seen him at his desk, alone, vulnerable. Filled with a sudden rage, you could have raised the gun, and fired. Thinking you'd killed him, horrified by your own actions, you could have dropped the weapon and run in panic from the room.
But if that's what happened, Grant would have said so.
Well, maybe. Or he may have decided he'd rather see Ridge go to jail. Perhaps you can picture Grant back at work, calling Michael into his office, promising to keep her secret as long as she keeps his. Terrified, she agrees.
Is that what happened, Michael?
No, you are wrong. I would never do that to you, Ridge, I swear.
You think Ridge shot you and then forgot about it?
But you just said people can block out trauma.
Yeah, certain people in certain situations. But Ridge doesn't fit that profile.
Oh, what profile is that?
Grant, you don't just forget about something you've done and go that deeply into denial. Unless whatever it is that you've done is so foreign to you and so out of character for you that you can't even imagine yourself having done it, I suppose then you could deny that the situation ever happened, even to yourself.
Well, that could explain everything. Thanks, Taylor. I've got something to take care of.
Mr. Jones, you're making a mistake. I know Michael. She's a good person. She would never do this.
You're right, Claudia. She didn't.
But you just
I
told
know.
us.
Initially, I suspected Michael. But then a piece of evidence came to light which convinced me that, in fact, this was no crime of passion.
What evidence is that?
The gunshot residue.
Wait, I don't understand.
It was established at the lab that you had, in fact, GSR on your hands. But how could that be? You didn't fire the gun. So this brought up two possibilities. One, that the lab technicians had indeed been bribed, checked it out, and it was a dead end. But that told me that there was, in fact, GSR on your hands. So it had to have been placed there by the shooter prior to the crime.
How is that possible?
I'll get to that. Point of this whole thing is that somebody went to an incredible amount of trouble to implicate Ridge. Forget about your crime of passion. This was a very carefully planned project.
By whom?
I can answer that. There is only one person in that building vicious enough to gun someone down and heartless enough to let Ridge take the blame for it. Enrique Alvarez.
What? ¿Qué estás diciendo, Claudia? Look, she's obviously delusional, upset. This is ridiculous.
No, maybe not. Delusional, maybe not. I mean, you're bright, you're talented, and you're very ambitious. It was no secret that you had a great future at Forrester. But with Grant Chambers in power, your great future was headed downhill. And you realized that. It would have been so easy for you to go into Ridge's office to deliver some sketch or report. Once inside, you could have located the gun in seconds. You wouldn't have been worried about fingerprints, since Michael had already seen you handling it. And later, of course, you could have put on the gloves to keep your prints off the trigger. The same gloves you were seen wearing at the time of the shooting. Then you would have watched, waited for the perfect moment, when Grant was all alone. From the shadows of the hallway, taken aim, and fired.
What are you saying? Are you saying that Grant mistook him for Ridge?
A very, very elegant theory, Mr. Jones. But there's one tragic flaw. I'm an expert marksman. Even my enemies will tell you that. If I had shot Grant Chambers, I can guarantee you he wouldn't be alive to be accusing anyone.
Maybe. Under normal circumstances. But the gun in question wasn't normal. It had a broken handle, which would have thrown the balance off, and you knew that as an expert shooter. But, yeah, you're right. The whole thing does have a basic flaw to it. While you had a ton of motive to want to shoot Grant, you had none to implicate Ridge. The man was your biggest supporter over at Forrester. And we all know right now that the shooter wanted to blame Ridge.
So Enrique didn't do it.
My opinion, no, he didn't.
Hunter, when are you going to tell us who did do it?
I'm getting there, Jonathan. I'm getting there. At about this point, my whole investigation had to change direction. I'd been looking for somebody who wanted to shoot Grant and failed, when in fact, I needed to find somebody who wanted Ridge out of the way and had succeeded. So I began again. I was looking for somebody who resented Ridge. Somebody who felt that they'd be better off if he was out of their way. And I didn't have too far to look.
Lauren, hi. Come on in.
Hi, listen, I'm really sorry for coming by unannounced.
No, it's okay. Anytime.
I wanted to know what was going on.
Oh, over at the Foresters?
Yeah, you heard about the meeting.
Yeah, I was with Ridge when Hunter called.
Did he say who shot Grant?
No.
So you have no idea who it is?
Well, I have an idea who he thinks it is.
Who?
It doesn't matter. He's wrong. He has to be.
It's Michael, isn't it?
Michael?
That's who you think Hunter suspects.
No. It wasn't Michael.
Well, I can't imagine you being this upset about Enrique. And Enrique and Michael are the only two suspects, right?
There's at least one more.
Who else? Oh, you cannot leave me hanging.
Hunter has been asking Thorne a lot of questions.
Thorne? You're not serious.
I wish I weren't.
I mean, the idea of Thorne shooting Grant, I mean, that's ludicrous.
Well, we know that. I just hope Hunter does.
Me? You think I shot Grant?
That's preposterous.
Thorne would never do anything like that.
Look, if this is what you've come up with, I don't think I want to hear it.
No, wait. Let him finish, Dad. I don't have anything to hide.
You know, Thorne, you got a hell of a support group around here. I mean, it's the same with everyone I talk to. Nobody could ever believe that you did this. Hell, even your brother told me not to investigate you. But I'm not impressed with crap like that. I just deal in the facts, and the facts are these. That at the time of the shooting, you're in your office with Taylor. You were talking to her about how angry you were with Grant taking over the company. Then you excused yourself from the office for a couple of minutes.
I had to go check on one of the machines.
So you said. But it occurred to me you could have been lying. In that short time you'd gone, you could have slipped up the rear stairs and walked into the executive suite. Slip into Grant's office. Point the gun. And shoot. You would have then dropped the weapon where you knew it would be found, raced back downstairs, and then rejoined Taylor, pretending to know nothing about the loud noise she just heard.
You're crazy, Jones.
Why would he frame his own brother? He had no motive.
Motive? How about the desire for a beautiful woman?
You think I did all this to get Taylor? That's insane. Rich, look, you gotta believe me. I didn't.
Calm down. Calm down here. Hunter, I think you're way off on this one. Thorne and I do have our problems, but for him to do something like this, I wouldn't believe that.
I agree.
You do?
For one simple reason. Thorne knew nothing about the gun. I mean, nobody told him that there was a gun in your desk drawer. And even if we assume that he'd overheard it from somebody, I mean, why would Grant see Thorne and accuse Ridge? I mean, you two are hardly interchangeable. Grant had no reason to protect Thorne.
So we're back to the beginning. You've eliminated every possible suspect.
Every possible one, except one.
Well, who is it? Who shot Grant?
I'm going to tell you that right now.